How to write a professional email. Emails are one of the most widely used communication means in today's world. It enables you to reach all kinds of businesses within or beyond the national peripheries. Whether one is trying to land a new job, secure a business contract, or reach out to a new connection. Understanding how to structure an email is a must and is no less than a skill. Noam Chomsky said, "The major advances in the speed of communication and the ability to interact took place more than a century ago. The shift from sailing ships to telegraph was far more radical than from telephone to email." Besides proficiency in English grammar, one must understand what it takes to build an email that impresses the recipient and does justice to the goal. This article will provide the rules for composing professional emails, their proper format, and various examples. Now, without any further ado, first let's understand the different categories of an email. What are the different categories of emails? Understanding under what category a particular email falls into is imperative. Only then would one understand the adequate tone, words, and structure to be used while writing a particular email. Mentioned below are the three types of emails with their explanation. Formal or professional. Emails written for professional communication fall under this category. Usually, the recipient of this kind of email are business companies, government departments, or any institution. The language used for such emails should not be casual but formal. These are called external email communications. Semi-formal. Emails under this category are written to colleagues or teammates. The language used in these emails should be simple and casual. These are called internal email communications. Informal. Informal emails are written to friends, relatives, and family members. There are no specific rules for such emails. It's completely the sender's prerogative. As much as we think the formal or professional emails are really hard to write, the internal emails at workplaces also require a lot of thought and structure to them. This is where most professionals at work will lose that one promotion or that one pay raise or recognition in any form. So, the key to best internal email writing is to organize your thoughts clearly and then put them in the right format using the right vocabulary. Now that we have acknowledged the different categories of emails, it's time to explore the methods to structure a professional email. What are the rules for writing professional emails? Nowadays, while working from home, most of us are constantly sending and receiving emails. But still, many professionals don't know how to structure their professional email, which may lead to serious professional consequences. Gretchen Rubin said, "Turn off your email, turn off your phone, disconnect from the internet, figure out a way to set limits so you can concentrate when you need to, and disengage when you need to. Technology is a good servant but a bad master." While writing a professional email, one must make sure that the content of the email is concise, polite, and thoroughly proofread. Read below to understand many such points and try to execute them while writing an email. Use a professional email address. Build an email address that includes your name so that the recipient knows who the sender is. Don't use informal or immature words in the email address as it would make a bad impression. For example, first name last name @companyname.com or first name last name @gmail.com. Recognize the objective. You should have clearly identified the purpose of the email before drafting it. This is very important so you get the right feedback and response from the recipient and the purpose is well served. For example, if you are sending a report, then you need to be clear that you need the report to be reviewed and provided feedback on. In such a case, your email text should reflect the task in terms of the feedback and the timeline by when you need that on your report. Think about the target. While drafting a professional email, one must understand the recipient and accordingly keep the tone of the email. For instance, while writing to a new business contact, make sure that the tone of the content is free of informalities. Always use words like kindly, please, or thank you. Keep it short and smart. Professional emails must be kept concise and have a confident tone to them. The first opening two lines should be clear enough for the reader to understand the main purpose and ask of the email. Remember the fact that the recipient has very little time to read through your mail and then react. Therefore, make sure that the content in your email is brief and has all the key points. To make an email shorter and easier to understand, remove all the irrelevant information and filler words. Use professional greetings. While writing a professional email, avoid using "hey" as it is an informal salutation. Rather use "hello." Keep a gender-neutral approach while addressing the recipient by simply using the entire name. For example, "Dear Suhani Chandra," followed by a comma. Avoid using informal everyday expressions in your business emails. While signing off, use an appropriate word like "sincerely," "yours truly," or "best regards." Review before sending. Proofread the email before pressing the send button. Check for any spelling error, grammar, or inadequate information or data. Involve your trusted colleague in this procedure so that everything is well assured before sending and you are safe from all kinds of embarrassment on the professional front. Pay attention to the protocol. Always begin and end with politeness, be grateful, and be considerate for the recipient's time. Unless it is crucial, avoid emailing during inappropriate hours or holidays. Now that we have understood the rules to be kept in mind while writing a professional email, let's now look at the way one should structure a professional email. How to structure a professional email. It might be a little intimidating to structure a professional email, or what words to use may not come inherently to you and may make you apprehensive. Whatever be the case, with the following guidelines, you will be able to manage writing professional emails promptly and efficiently. Subject line. A small statement or phrase that summarizes the content of the email. Should not be more than 6-7 words long. If the subject line is misleading or missing information, then it might just go unread. The subject line should not be very lengthy. For example, if you are presenting a product, just mention product presentation. Or if you are organizing a meeting, mention required meeting, mentioning the date and time. Greeting. This is the first line of the letter that directly addresses the recipient. For example, mention the full name of the person, "Dear Alex Karev." In case you don't know the name of the recipient, just mention the title of the recipient like "Respected General Manager." In rare circumstances, when you don't know either the name or the title of the recipient, just mention to whom it may concern. Introduction. Introduce yourself after you have gotten the reader's attention. For example, start with your name, compliment the recipient, provide a brief explanation of your reason to write, mention the problem, include your call to action. Body. In this part of the email, one has to elaborate on the purpose of writing the email. While writing this part, keep in mind that the recipient is unfamiliar with you or your topic. Make sure the body of the email is brief and informative and not misleading. The efficiency of your writing makes a big difference when composing your email. The body should have an internal structure of introduction, stating the reason or the problem to help the receiver understand what you are trying to convey, and conclude with your expectation by thanking them for spending their time. Check the grammar and spelling errors and frame complete sentences. Any loophole in the body of the email will make it inefficient, resulting in the loss of an opportunity. Some tips to use while writing the body text in your emails are: include context or background in a short text, add links or references to any existing information, use bullet points instead of paragraphs, use different font styles or colors so you can highlight certain main points or issues. Closing. The closing part of the email is equally significant as the body of the email. It is the last thing the recipient will read in the email. By closing the email, make sure that it leaves a lasting impression. A professional email at the end must have your name, contact, information, and title. This is very important for the recipient to know who is the sender, your name, and your designation. Some tips to use while writing the closing part of the email are: include a recommendation or a solution to the problem. Include your perspective to the issue or idea in the introduction or body. Close by mentioning about a follow-up call or email or other communication methods. Signature. This portion comes after a proper closing. Use your first and last name, and if writing on behalf of an organization, just mention the name of the organization.